Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Badass Reviewer, and I am back with another review. This time it is of the Marvel Legends Infinite Series Captain America. This is from the Winter Soldier wave, and I haven't done a review in a long time because my internet wasn't working too well. So I have that fixed, and now I can finally finish this series of reviews, which have been long overdue. But I gotta say, this is a really nice figure. I think out of all the figures, this was a lot of people's favorites. It's a really good figure, and I definitely think it is as well. I definitely wouldn't use this in like a comic book lineup. Like I wouldn't use this as like Captain America's main outfit or anything, but he's definitely a good movie figure, and if you want to use him as like your Commander Steve Rogers figure, that would definitely make sense because this looks a lot like it, and I'm pretty sure that they got the inspiration from that in this, but he's not a commander in the movie, so you can see that there's inspiration to it, but it's still pretty cool. It's really nicely textured. The detailing and this sculpting in this guy, they did a pretty good job on it. His boots are nicely sculpted. He's got this kind of like, it's like his suit is made of some kind of fiber stuff, I guess. But like definitely on the suit you can feel it. It's kind of, it's got this like texture. I can't think of what it's called, but it feels cool. The star is sculpted in there. He's got the silver over here sculpted in. Unfortunately, the shield logo is just painted on, and I don't even think it's painted on like straight. If you have his arm lined up, it definitely looks like it's kind of like sideways, but that's not a big deal. It doesn't have it over here, but then it does have, it has like an American flag here, and then his, right next to his armpit is a little Rogers, I guess, in case you might mistaken him for someone else, or mistake his suit for someone else's, but I don't know. So it's still pretty nice, a lot of good detail. The belt is kind of just loose, so it doesn't really stay in place, which doesn't bother me a whole lot, but sometimes it does kind of ride up in a little bit, so I do kind of wish it was in place. And it does tend to move when you move his thing, so I think that's why it moves around, but it's still kind of annoying, kind of like dances around when you move him. The head sculpt, pretty good. Looks a little, I think it looks a little bit like Chris Evans, and it might be a little hard to focus in, but I think it looks pretty good. It looks pretty accurate to the movie anyways, and pretty much his helmet's always been kind of the same looking, pretty much the same in design, but always different kind of colors and schemes to it. And he does have an unmasked head, which I'll bring that in, and I'll talk about his other accessories. So here he is with his mask off. This is the Steve Rogers head, which doesn't look too terribly bad. I mean, it does definitely look like him. I think they just kind of made his face a little too glossy, and I think if they would like have painted the hair up a little bit more, it definitely would have had some good resemblance. And even if you don't want to use this as like the Steve, or like you could use this for other Steve Rogers heads, like I made it so that way I could put it on my Captain America from the Marvel Now series, so that's pretty cool. You kind of have to Dremel the head a little bit because it won't fit onto other ball pegs too easy, so you might have to tweak it a little bit, but it fits into this really nice, so that looks good. So if you want an unmasked movie version of Steve Rogers, there you go. His other accessories include this pointer finger, which can I'll go over articulation of it since I won't really go over it later, but it can go like this instead of in and out. So he can point at people, I guess, or pick his nose or pick his ear. So there's that. He comes with 2 fists, and then he comes with, I know I grabbed it. I don't know where it went though. Well, he comes with like a throwing hand, which I thought I grabbed. Let me see. Maybe I didn't, but he comes with like a throwing hand, so that's cool if you want to make it look like he's throwing something. I don't know what happened to it, but anyways, so there's that. He comes with his shield. I don't really know why they chose to give him this blue shield. I guess maybe because it's just different, But he only uses this shield like one time in the movie, and after that you almost forget that he even used it at all. And then it kind of makes you wonder like what's up with the shield anyways, because they don't even explain why his shield is blue. Some people think that he has multiple shields, or that it somehow changes in the nighttime or something like that, which doesn't really make sense. But definitely, it's not a bad shield. I feel like it's just a tad too big, which a lot of us complained about before with like these regular shields that we were getting that clip on. Yeah, they are pretty small compared to the Toy Biz shields, but this one seems like it's a little too big. Especially when it's this kind of shield where it actually goes around his arm, which I actually like a lot. I like the first Avengers figure shield just because it was bigger in size, and it like was nice when you can get their hand through there and he could hold it on really nicely. This one's pretty big, and I like that, but at the same time, it's like when you have it going around like this, it kind of restricts like his arm movement, because the second strap is like right around his elbow, so it's kind of hard to like bend it. But you can still, like, if you just mess around with it a little bit, I mean, you'll get some good posing out of it, and I really do like it. And since I have 3 of these guys, I picked up a whole case of 8 so I could build the Mandroid figures, but I took one and repainted it to be the way it should be. And I'm not a customizer anyway, I'm not a good painter, but I definitely think this looks pretty cool when you paint it up. And all I did was just paint it over it. I didn't like sand it or anything, or whatever you have to do, because I'm pretty sure this is all just molded blue plastic anyhow. So really all I did was paint it over the blue, and then you have this really cool looking shield, which I'm using for the Marvel Now cap. So if you paint it up, it looks pretty cool. If you want to keep it that way, that's fine, I guess, but I definitely think they should have just gave us a red and blue shield. Now for articulation, his head is on a ball joint and a ball pegs with a hinge, so his head looks up a really good amount, goes down left and right. His arms can go in and out, rotate 360 degrees, 300 at the bicep, double jointed elbows, a hinge in the wrist, as well as a swivel. Same on both sides. He's got a really nice ab crunch, which kind of looks weird in the back, especially up in this area, but I mean, it's an action figure. You can't get 100% realism with action figures anymore. Well, I mean, you never really get realism with action figures, but some people are complaining about this weird gap and how it looks ugly, which it kind of does, but I mean, you can kind of get over it. It's not a big deal. So good articulation there. Waist swivel. He's got T-joints in the legs, which can go forward, not really back because his butt sculpted a certain way. They can go out about that far, which isn't a whole lot, but I mean, he doesn't really need to do splits or anything, and it gets a good enough range of motion already that it's completely fine. Like I said, it goes in and out. He has an upper thigh swivel, double jointed knees, a rotation in the boot, a hinge in the foot, and the ankle pivot, which is kind of weird when you have that thing there, but definitely you can get a lot of posability and stuff like that out of him. I really like this figure. He probably is one of the best. He probably is one of the best out of the wave. I definitely liked the Winter Soldier, and I definitely liked the Black Widow, but all around this entire wave was really good. I wish they would have handled the army builders a little bit better, because honestly, like, why put army builders into a wave and then make them like the hardest ones to get? And especially with Black Widow being the hardest one to find with the torso piece, it makes it kind of hard. So that's my review. My next and last review for this series will be the Mandroid figure. So I hope you guys will stay tuned for that, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Please comment, rate, share, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later.